ever attempted something new and it turned out fairly well? However, you weren't at 100%. That's kind of how I got into this situation where I made the same cake twice in 1 week. So let me give you a little bit of backstory. I was minding my business, however, the kitchen was playing in the background. I'm not a huge fan of the show The Kitchen. I don't really have a reason why. It's just never really been my thing. Like when I see Ina Garten on, it's like we're stopping everything. So I was doing something while the kitchen was playing in the background, and something did get my attention on that show. It was Jeezy making this honey pistachio cake. I'm like, that might work well for the charity event that I was hosting, and we needed a beautiful dessert for the luncheon. So I sort of decided at that time that this is the cake we're going with. So upon downloading the recipe, of course it's a non-vegan recipe. Even outside of the honey, it has Greek yogurt in it and eggs, and I knew that I needed to figure out how to convert this into a vegan recipe, as well as the desire to add lavender to this component. So I'm able to do that because I have pretty much converted all of my grandmother's signature cake recipes into a vegan delight that will just delight and tickle your taste buds. That's just who I am. So once I figured out how I would infuse lavender into this recipe that Jeezy did not, I decided to put it into the honey sauce that the cake recipe was calling for. So not only did I infuse the honey with orange juice and its bits, but I also put a tablespoon of lavender, let it just kind of steep with it to just give this floral fragrance to this honey syrup. Anyway, that wasn't the problem. So I see that the recipe is calling for cinnamon, but I kept thinking if I add cinnamon to this is gonna turn the color darker than I intend. And so I opted to do cardamom in its stead, another ingredient that the recipe didn't necessarily call for. And in doing so, one of the guests for the charity luncheon was allergic to cinnamon. Howbeit. I got all the way to the cake baking in the oven and realized I did not add the almond extract that the cake recipe called for. See, I love almond extract in recipes because it has such a beautiful cherry smell to me. I just love the smell of almond extract, and I forgot it. So that put me in a position to where I'm going to need to make this recipe again. And so in making it again, I then saw honeycomb being a part of this. And so I ran to Whole Foods, picked up a tin of honeycomb, a case rather, and I began to just decorate it lavishly. Jeezy's recipe called for it to be in a single springform pan. However, the first recipe, I wanted to stack the cake. I wanted an actual stacked cake, frosting in the middle, frosting on top. But yeah, sometimes you have to play around with what's the blueprint to really make it your own. Both cakes taste fantastic. Both cakes were amazing. And if I had to choose a winner, I think I'm going to go with the springform, the one layer cake decor, because of the honeycomb that just took it to another level indeed.